Right now, Rick Ector from Rick's Farm Academy of Detroit joins us on the program. Rick, how are you, sir?
Hey, man, I am doing great personally. With the weather here we're getting, at least in the Detroit area, man, we're like over 30 degrees, so it's awesome right now.
That's bikini weather, man. Not for you. Not for you, mind you, but just generally speaking. That's great. Glad to hear it. And, look, this story, WXYZ report, I'm sure all of the local media reporting the story now of the mom who defended herself and her children with the help of her rifle, the same rifle, Rick, that gun control advocates would like to ban.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you looked at the news report, man, I would say it indeed looked rather scary. But, we're not really concerned with how it looks, man. It's a firearm, nevertheless, and it has a design purpose. And the purpose for which she used it was lawful, the defense of her home. And more importantly, in her own words, it was for the defense of her children. You got a story here that happened locally the last Monday night. 3, predators. And sometimes the language that the news media uses, it try to soften the image. But make no mistake about it, they were 3 predators, and it makes no difference how old they are. If they grab a firearm and come into your home, they're straight-up predators, and they need to be dealt with appropriately. If you need to defend your house and shoot these guys, and by all means, that's what you need to do to protect you, your home, and your children. You got to do that. And the thing that...
let me interrupt for just 1 second, Rick, because it was interesting. This was caught on a surveillance camera.
Yes, sir.
Because this woman and her husband had been the victims of a home invasion before, and so it is, for all of those people who would say, "Oh, what this woman did was wrong. She shouldn't have had a gun there," I would encourage them, go watch that video of these guys kicking in that door. She told them, "I have a gun." They didn't believe her.
They said, "No, you don't."
Right.
She warned them. And you know what? They said, "No, you don't."
And
then, they came in anyway.
And then to
and
make matters...
What's even funnier is, after she started shooting and they took off and ran, one of the guys apparently got so excited, he dropped his own firearm and then he had the audacity to try to go back in and go get it.
Exactly.
And of course, she had to keep shooting again, so...
Yep.
If these guys have that level of depravity to commit these heinous attacks on a homeowner, and here's the thing, I can't stress it enough. She actually warned them, and they came in anyway.
Yep.
And you know what? If you get shot or, heaven forbid, you actually get killed, then, so be it. You earned it.
Well, listen, don't ask me to have more concern for the guy kicking down my door than I have for my own children.
Yeah.
All right. That's ridiculous.
She said, and not to be disparaging or whatnot, but she even admitted that, she really has no idea why they came into her home. She says, by her own admission, they don't have much to steal anyway. So if we don't have anything that is of value for you to take, then what is left? Our lives? The violators? There are many reasons why bad guys want to come into your home. And here's the thing. If we live in a community in which, unfortunately, we have predators that are willing to come into an occupied home even after they've been warned, then we have to do what we have to do to protect our home and our family.
Talking with Rick Ector from Rick's Farm Academy of Detroit. And, Rick, I got to ask, after a story like this, admittedly, the woman... using a semi-automatic rifle, not a pistol or a handgun. But have you been getting calls from?
Oh man, it's nonstop since the story broke, man. And you know what? This story really struck some additional nerves than usual. Generally speaking, you don't really get a lot of calls from women, but man, women especially are burning the phone lines up because they can really relate to this story. Mother at home with kids doesn't really want to shoot, but you know what? Her primary thought in her mind was protect my children at all costs, and I'll do what I have to do.
Well, Rick, again, I think it's important to remind folks that there are Americans out there, sadly, who would have preferred that woman be unarmed.
Yeah, I'm glad she made the decision to be a responsible, law-abiding gun owner to defend herself and her family. That to me is your primary purpose in being a parent. To make sure that your children are safe. And my hat is off to her. And if I had a medal, I'd give it to her.
Absolutely. Rick, thank you so much, man. It's good talking to you as always, and I hope we can do it again soon.
Absolutely. Hope we will do it again soon. If not, I'll see you in the Cooper Indy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rick Ector joining us here on NRA News, Cam and Company.